it's Casey with Russo Resells. Today is Wednesday, October 1st. Welcome to October. This is going to be a really fun season, and I'm very excited to start this fourth quarter off strong. I am hopping on to give you some September numbers, and then we're going to go right into what sold the last few days. So I made in September. So my goal is to make $100 per day, and there are 30 days in September, so that's $3,000. And I made $3,151.48. So I surpassed my goals by about $150, and I am very thrilled with that. Now, I do have another goal, so it's not just money based, it's numbers based. And I want to post 10 items per day on both eBay and Poshmark. And I did not hit that goal, unfortunately. I was 30 items short on Poshmark and 10 items short on eBay. I am kind of disappointed in myself, and not so much really, because I've had this goal for, I want to say, a few months now, and each month I keep getting closer and closer to that goal. And as long as I'm hitting my money goal, I am happy not to hit my item count, but that means I'm going to work harder in October. And my little sister and I, we are going to the bins, the Goodwill outlet bins, on Saturday. So I am very excited to get stocked up with some new inventory. I still have an overstock of items. I have about 3 or 4 big black and yellow bins from Costco filled, but my dad is my photographer and he is blasting through those. So I'm very excited to get those items up and listed, and it's always nice and fun to source for new inventory. And as you all know, I didn't source in September, or I sourced once in September, and it's about time to go ahead and get out there. And with the Goodwill outlet bins, you do pay by the pound. So it'll be a lot less money out the door and into my closet. So that'll really boost my overall cost of goods for 2025, as I've tried to state in previous videos. So without further ado, we're going to get into the sales. So we left off on Monday, September 29th. And after we left off, I had 3 sales that day. Yesterday, September 30th, Tuesday, I had 5 sales, and today already, the first day of October, October 1st, I've had 3 sales, and it's only 9:45 in the morning. So let's go ahead and hop into these sales so I can get them packaged up and shipped off. Now, this first item that I'm going to show you is by Ralph Lauren Sport. Let me see if I can get the tag there. And it is this really nice nylon vest. It does have the little pony there, and it did have an embroidery of Indian Wells, which is a tennis tournament down near us in the desert. I went ahead and picked that up. The embroidery did not deter me because Indian Wells is so well known for their tennis tournament and their golfing. They have giant golf course. So I had it listed on eBay for $27.99 plus $7 shipping, and a lovely buyer offered me $20 plus $7 shipping, which I did accept. It cost me $6.02 to ship. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were $4.07. Actually, I'm flipping that around. My fees to eBay were $4.07. My promotional fees were $1.44. Sorry, just the way I have it written on my label here. And my profit was $15.47. I probably got that item for anywhere from $3 to $5, so very happy with a $10 profit. Now these I got a long time ago They are by Scotch and Soda. I got these on unclaimedbaggage.com. They were about $20. I did not make a lot of money on these because, as we all know, Scotch and Soda is a really, really high retail brand, but resell it does not do as well. And you can see here, look at that price tag, $328 for just a pair of maroon pants. I did have these listed on Poshmark for $40, and I had them so low because they were a men's size medium. And I know that takes a longer time to sell, so I just wanted a fast flip. I've only had them listed for about, I want to say, a month or two, and a buyer offered me $30, which I did accept. So my Poshmark fees were $6 and I was left with $24. I only made $4 off of those, but I am very happy to see them go. And I definitely would not recommend picking those up, and I wouldn't pick those up again. Just happy to get them out of my closet. The next one is this Lilly Pulitzer. As you guys can tell, the sticker is over the Lilly Pulitzer tag. I got these from Boutique by the Box, and it is just this beautiful pink and white long sleeve, like ruffle hem dress. I did do a video on these. My cost of goods was about, I want to say, $10 to $12 on each one. I had this one listed on eBay for $59.99 plus $10 shipping, and a buyer offered me $47 plus $10 shipping. Now, I do have all of my Lilly pieces posted, I want to say, quite competitively because there are so many of the same item listed, probably because a bunch of people bought these boxes. So that is why, as you can tell, they are priced, significantly lower than other comps. So just to put that out there, it cost me $5.41 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $3.06, and my fees to eBay were $8.18, which left me with a profit of $40.35. Very, very happy. Have only had that listed for about, I want to say, a little over a month. Now, it wouldn't be one of my typical what solds without a consignment piece and a couponing piece headed out the door, so that's what we're going to jump into right now. This is a consignment piece for my stepmom. I'll show you the label in a minute. It's just this really nice ribbed long sleeve, perfect for the holidays with that bright red, and it does have these awesome zippers at the sleeves. This is the brand White House Black Market. Very, very expensive retail, but not that substantial pricing resell. However, with the holiday season approaching, I did go ahead and list that appropriately. I did put like holiday, gifting, present, all of those keywords in the listing. I had it up on eBay for $24.99 plus $7 shipping, and I sent a 22% off offer to watchers on it, which was $19.48 plus $7 shipping, and a buyer did accept. It cost me $7.10 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.38, and my fees to eBay were $3.91. So my stepmom went ahead and got rid of an item out of her closet, recycled it to a home that is going to use it again, and she made $8.45 and I made $5.64. Very happy with that outcome. And I only had it listed for, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks. So very fast flip. It just goes to show if you price things competitively at, you know, a great price, a little lower than the competition, it will sell and it will go out your door fast. Now, a couponing item that went out the door is this Lot of 2 Colgate Total toothpaste. Toothpaste sells so well for me. I don't know what it is, or I do know what it is. Everybody needs toothpaste, so I always get it for free, and I'm happy to extend a really good price to somebody else. So I had it listed on eBay for $11.99 plus free shipping. A buyer was having a really hard time. Like, they sent me a $9 offer, and then they couldn't pay, and they couldn't find it in my store, so on and so forth. So she sent me a message. She's like, look, I'm having a really hard time on eBay. Instead of $9, would you take $8 and I'll just pay immediately? And I said, sure, why not? It cost me $6.02 to ship. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were 43 cents. And my fees to eBay were $1.38, which left me with only a profit of about 10 to 15 cents. And you're going to say, why would you do that? That's the cost of your poly mailer to ship it out. Well, I'll tell you why. It boosts me in the algorithm. I am going to send these out. More than likely, I'm going to get a good review, and it'll definitely help my store in the long run. So I am totally fine with turning a free item into a low profit, because overall in the future, it will help my store. And overall, that is really what I worry about. I know that it's not a big profit, but with my couponing items also, I'm just trying to give people good deals. So all in all, it works for me, and this person was already having a tough time on eBay as it is, so I'm just going to give her toothpaste for a good price and call it a day. That was a really long explanation, so let's head on into the next order. So I already have a box for these. This is the Vivo Barefoot box that my husband's shoes came in, and I'm just reusing it because we love to recycle here. But the Barefoots are not coming in this, so I had a buyer purchase these really cool Vans, I think it's Haribo or Haribo gummy bear shoes. So I just thought those were so cool. Yes, they do need to be thrown in the washing machine and washed up a little bit, but they are still usable, and someone can definitely get a lot more use out of them. So I did put them up because of their condition. For $39.99 plus $10 shipping on eBay, and a buyer offered me $25 plus $10 ship, which I did accept. Cost me $11.71 to ship. I'm in California, they're in New York, so you can do the math on that one. I did have this item promoted at 5%, and those fees were $1.82, and my fees to eBay were $5.02, which left me with an overall profit of $16.45. And I believe I have $8.99 into these, so almost doubling my money, and happy to do so because that is such a cool piece, and I hope somebody really loves them. Now, the next item to sell is this Diamond Dots. It's like this fall landscape by Thomas Kincaid. And I did a haul of these. I had about 4, I want to say, and this is the second one to sell. So I only have 2 more, and I'm sure the other 2 will sell during the holiday season for gifts. But I'm really happy that those are moving along. I know that it's pretty niche, but a lot of people still like doing those. So very happy to get those up listed in my store. I had it listed on Poshmark for $20, and I had an offer for $14, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $2.95, and I probably had $3.99 into this, and my profit was $11.05. So I pretty much almost tripled my original cost into that, and I'm very happy for someone to take the long, tedious time to do that, because I used to do those, and trust me, it took a very long time, and it takes a very special person, and I hope they really enjoy that. I have realized this far, and going through and editing my videos, that I let you guys know I'm going through orders for 3 days, and I don't even tell you which days they sold or what order. But this is the last sale that went through yesterday, and then we're going to get into the 3 sales for today, whatever that's worth. So The last sale that I had go through yesterday is by M. Magashoni. I think that is their subline. And this is 100% cashmere, like chocolate brown, asymmetric hem turtleneck. Just a very great piece, especially for the holiday. 100% cashmere, gonna keep someone very warm during the winter. I had this listed on eBay for $34.99 plus $7 shipping, and a buyer offered me $27 plus $7 shipping, which I did accept. Cost me $5.41 to ship. My fees to eBay were $5.01, which left me with a profit of $23.58. I did have about $10 into that from the ThredUp online. So $10 into $23.58 for an incredible piece, I will definitely take any day. Now this next item is not for the brand, or I didn't pick it up for the brand. It's called Nair Moda. I picked it up for this beautiful embroidery and this baby doll, like kind of bohemian peasant milkmaid situation we have going on here. Beautiful, beautiful embroidery. And this is a tip that I picked up from Kaylee Elaine. I did pay anywhere from $5 to $10 for that from my local Savers. And I had it listed on eBay for $24.96 plus $5 shipping. I did send 22% off offers to watchers, which a buyer did accept, and that was $21.82 plus $5 shipping. Cost me $4.74 to ship this item. My fees to eBay were $4.14, and I made $17.94. So it just goes to show that the brand doesn't have to be there, but the style does, and I definitely think that that's why this item sold, is because of the style and the heavy embroidery. Now we have another couponing item. These are a lot of two Tresemme. They are the Lamellar Gloss Finishing Oil. So I coupon these. I actually got them for free. And the funny thing is that yesterday I had watchers on them and I sent out 12% off offers, but today someone just came in and bought them full price. Don't know what that was about, but I'm very happy that it did. So they sold for $14.99 plus free shipping. Cost me $7.35 to ship. The fees to eBay were $2.30, and I did have this item promoted, so those fees were 75 cents, and I walked away with $4.59. So I turned free items into almost $5, and I'm really happy about that because I am couponing at CVS today, so I'll have an extra $5 to do so. Now, this last item I've had forever and not listed forever. I've had it in my money pile forever, and I finally got it listed and it sold within a month. And this is not a brand that I would pick up anymore. So a couple years ago, it did have a Surgeons, and it hasn't had that kind of traction in a while. And I would always get it mixed up with Athleta. So this is, let's get the tag out, Fabletics. It is a great size. It's a plus size, and it's just this beautiful cream jersey knit, ribbed, hooded, like long sleeve. Very, very substantial, has no rips, no stains, being that just like that beautiful ivory color. Such a great piece, but Fabletics just doesn't sell for a lot on the resale market. And like I said, I'd always get it mixed up with Athleta or Athleta, however you want to say it. So that's why I would always pick it up, and I have to really burn it in my head. No Fabletics, it's Athleta, just stop. I don't know what the disconnect is. But anyways, got it out of my money pile, listed it, sold it in a month. I had it listed on eBay for $19.99 plus $7 shipping, and a buyer came in and offered me $15 plus $7 shipping, and I accepted. I would have accepted $8 to $10. I mean, I wanted this out. It cost me $7.35 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.37, and my fees to eBay were $3.30, and my profit was $9.98. I've had this so long that I got it at a $1.99 Salvation Army sale. So I turned $2 into almost $10 in over 2 years. Do not recommend. Do not recommend to get something like this and leave it in a pile and not list it until 2 years later, for sure. Do not do as I do as I say. Anyways, tangent aside, I'm going to go ahead and get these packed up and shipped off. I have a lot of things to do today. As you can see, I have just a bunch of stuff behind that bag that you can't even see that needs to be done. And, you know, we're just going to live the dream one day at a time, working from home. I am very, 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 very thankful that I get to do so. And I am very happy that you guys found yourself here. And if you've made it this far, thank you so very much. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I will hop on either tomorrow or the next day to fill you in on what all else sells. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another day of shipping. Today is Friday, October 3rd. For the past couple days, I haven't felt that great, so that's why I haven't jumped on until now. We will be picking up from where we left off on Wednesday, October 1st. So that day I had 2 more sales after we had seen each other. Yesterday, Thursday, October 2nd, I had about 6 sales go out, and today, Friday, I've already had 3 sales, and it is only 10 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to go ahead and get into these sales. Sorry if I sound a little bit more down than usual. I'm still trying to recover. So I'm just going to try to get through this, and I appreciate you guys being here. The first sale that I had, the first sale on October 1st when we left off, I sold these pair of kind of mauve, like a desert rose, Fabletics men's shorts. They do have the tag, which is really nice. So Fabletics in men's sells a lot better than women's, so that's why I decided to pick this up. I also picked these up at the bins, so I only have about $1 or $2 into them. I did have them listed very reasonably on eBay at $24.99 plus $5 shipping, and a buyer offered me $18 plus $5 shipping, which I did accept. It cost me $5.02 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.21, and my fees to eBay were $3.48, which left me with a profit of $13.29. That's awesome considering I found those at the bins and I only paid about $1 to $2. Now, my next item that sold, I don't even have these ready, sorry, is this Rich Wife ball cap. And I actually bought this for myself, but my husband did not like it, so I went ahead and decided to list it. And just being completely honest with you guys, I listed it for $28 and a buyer offered me $20, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4 and my overall profit was $16. I did buy that for myself, so my cost of goods is $0. Very happy to get that out, especially because my husband does not like that, and I really don't like wearing anything that he doesn't like. The next item to sell is a consignment sale. So it is this really cool, sorry the glare, but Chanel perfume, and as you can tell, there is still some in here. And on platforms, you are not allowed to sell used perfumes. I believe it's only Poshmark that allows you to. I'm not sure. I don't sell them for the perfume. If they have extra perfume in it, then it is what it is. I literally put in the description for decoration only, because that kind of saves me on the back end. If they don't end up liking the product, they're just buying it for decoration. So I listed it on Poshmark for $25 and a buyer offered me 12. This is a consignment client that just gave me a bunch of things and he doesn't really care how much it sells for. So I did accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $2.95. He left with a profit of $5.43, and that made my profit $3.62. Very easy listing, just a couple pictures, posted it up, and it sold within a month. So happy with that item leaving. Now, this is another item that I've had for almost a year, and it is by Shapermint. So it is a 2XL like black bodysuit with snaps on the bottom. And I have about $5 into this from an Amazon liquidation center. And like I said, I've had it for about a year, so I was ready to get it out of my closet. I decreased the price from, I want to say $24 to $20 on Poshmark, and a buyer offered me $13, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $2.95, and I was left with a profit of $10.05. Very happy to double my money. Now, hardly ever do I receive a large bundle on Poshmark, but I am very incredibly happy and grateful when I do. So we have a 10 item bundle going out on Poshmark right now, and I'm going to show you what we sold. So the first one is this Skinny Girl. It's like a Shaper underwear. Very, very nice, new with tags. Then you guys saw this in my Lily Pulitzer Boutique by the Box unboxing, and it is, wow, this is difficult to show. Sorry about that. It's Lily Pulitzer, and it is this one shoulder, really cute tropical blouse. Then I have this girls bathing suit by the Finals. So there's the top, just very, very adorable. It is new with tags, and here are the bottoms. It has like drawstrings in it that are coming out, but I will fix that when I go ahead and package the items. Then I have this really cool, it's a vintage Y2K Aftershock. It is 100% silk, just this really cute like crop cardigan. Just look at all of that beading. I mean, this is just such an incredible piece. And I hope that she really enjoys it, especially because it's 100% silk. We love that. Then she bundled, so she went ahead and sent me a message. She's like, I love your closet. I love all your Precious Moments items. And I was very happy to hear that because I've had these for over a year now, and I've been slowly dropping the prices so they'll move out of my closet. So the first one that she got was The Magic Starts With You, and it's this little girl with a top hat and a rabbit coming out of it. It's an ornament. And then another ornament, it says, Tell Me the Story of Jesus. Very cute. We have this one, it's Aunt Ruth and Aunt Dorothy, two girls caroling. There's the picture right there. Then we have a bigger item. It's God Bless You for Touching My Life. Very, very cute. And then last but not least, this is the biggest item. It is this chapel. Oh, there's something on it. It's this chapel. That's what it looks like. So very awesome bundle. It actually came out to $239, and I let her know with the more items she bundled, the bigger the discount. And I truly do believe that because I like getting multiple items out of my closet and my store. And she was bundling a bunch of Precious Moments, which I did get for free. So like I said, it cost $239, and I offered her $140 plus $4.99 shipping. My fees to Poshmark were $29.50, and I left with a profit of $110.50. And I probably had anywhere from $35 to $40 into this entire thing. So $70 profit. Very, very happy with that, and very happy to get these precious moments off to a home that is going to use them again. Hey all, Editing Casey here. I wanted to pop on and show you, this is the final item that was in that bundle. I forgot to show it to you in the video. I actually just featured this in a recent thrift haul, so I'm very happy to see it go so quickly. And to my surprise, my weight on the box that I'm sending out is, I want to say, almost 10 pounds. So I am going to have to upgrade the shipping label, and it's about $20 extra. So instead of making $110 profit, I'm really making 90, but I'm really happy to turn that $40 into 90, which is more than doubling my cost of goods. So very happy with that. I just thought I'd jump in and say that. So let's get back to the video. Okay, let's try to get through the rest of these. I'm really not feeling good, and I want to go lay down, and I feel so bad because it is our second puppy's. I'll post a picture of him right here. It's his first birthday today, so we do have a lot of errands to run that I'm going to try to push through, and we have a special birthday dinner planned out for him. We're doing filet mignon for dinner, so I know, just like, those are our kids, those are our babies, so we have to do something special. And as a mom would do, I'm trying to push through. So the next item are these Spiritual Gangster. They're these awesome navy leggings, and they have this really cool sparkle stripe going down both sides. And Spiritual Gangster this is their little logo. Used to be very popular, but now it's kind of fallen off that popularity and desire. And I went ahead, this is an item that I've had for over a year, and I went in and redid some keywords and the pricing and all that good stuff. I dropped the price down to, I had them high, I had them for $62, and I have no idea why. I dropped them down to $50, and a buyer offered me $35 on Poshmark, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $7, which left me with a total profit of $28. And I believe I have anywhere from $8 to $10 into those from Savers. It's really interesting because when you get a item, so I've had that, like I said, for almost over a year now. And it's one of those items that you get in the store and you do your research then and there, and it's worth, let's say, the $62 I had it up for, and then a year later it drops in value significantly. So that is also another reason why it's great to go through your older stale inventory, because you never know what the market is going to do in a year. So tangent aside, let's get to our other sales. This is a brand I mistakenly picked up at the bins. It's Auden, and I mistaked this cute little pink tag for none other than Victoria's Secret. And it's really cute. It's just this like black and white little corset detail bodysuit, very sexy. And when I got it home, I was disappointed that I didn't look over it thoroughly to know that it was Auden and not Victoria's Secret, but I decided to list it anyways. And I listed it on eBay for $14.99 plus $5 shipping, and a buyer offered me $9.92 plus $5 shipping, which I did accept. It cost me $4.89 to ship. I did have it promoted, so those fees were 80 cents, and my fees to eBay were $2.43. So I turned a cost of goods of about $1 into $6.80. Very happy with that profit for a mistakenly picked up item. Now, this item that I sold is on eBay, so it is a Creed. It's Ode Zarian scent, and it is a sample. So like I said, we go to Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus, me and my mother-in-law, to get our cosmetics and our hair care, all that good stuff, our scents. And our reps always give us a bunch of duplicate samples. So that is one I decided to list. I did have it listed for $18.99 plus free shipping, and I sent out a 22% off offer to watchers, and that was accepted, which was $15.83. It cost me $4.80 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were 84 cents, and my fees to eBay were $2.54, which left me with a profit of $7.65. And that money obviously makes up for the money that I spent to obtain that with my purchase. So there you go. Now, this next item is by The North Face. I don't know if you could see that. And this is a really cool piece. It's hooded. It was called like the Crescent Wrap or something. Let me pull it aside. Very, very pretty, like marled brown, just very cozy, very substantial. And this is another item that I've had for almost over a year. And I just relisted that. I dropped the price. I put in better keywords. And if it wasn't going to sell in a month or two, I was going to take it into the North Face trade-in. But I'm very happy I didn't, because I dropped the price down to $25. I believe I had it listed for like $38. And a buyer offered me $18, which I did accept. My fees were $3.60 to Poshmark, and my profit was $14.40. So with the North Face trade-in, I would have got $10, but just, revamping the listing a little bit, I got $4 more. So very happy with that. I believe I got that for about $5 at a Salvation Army sale. As I'm filming, I'm noticing a lot of like fuzzies floating around. Sorry, it's usually just from my inventory, and I have to go ahead and lint roll everything before I package it up and ship it out. So don't worry, I'm definitely taking those precautions before anyone gets their items. Now, 2 more items, and then I get to stop filming, package these up, and ship these out. So the first one, it wouldn't be, like I said, a video without one of my couponing staples, which is this Crest toothpaste that I sold. So as a couponer, I always get my toothbrushes and toothpaste for free, so that's a $0 cost of goods. I put it up on eBay for $11.99 plus free shipping, which a buyer came in and paid full price. This is another couponing item that yesterday I sent out a 12% off offer on, and the next day someone just came in and bought it full price, which is really weird. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't know what the deal is with that. I did pay $5.02 to ship this item, and my fees to eBay were $2.01. So I turned a free item into $4.96, which goes right back into my couponing fund. Now, the next item is by Hatley, and it's a Pottery Barn collab, and it is just this really cute dinosaur printed raincoat. I love, love, love this, and I love, love, love that I found this at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale. Very, very good pickup. I did have that listed on Poshmark for only $27 because I did want to flip it pretty quickly, and it sold for full price after answering a couple questions this morning. So my fees to Poshmark were $5.40, and I left with a profit of $21.60. So those were all my sales from Wednesday, October 1st to today, October 3rd. It is now 10:40. It has taken me a little bit. I've had a little breaks in between each of these sales to go grab some things and whatnot. So it took me about 40 minutes to film this entire what sold. I know you didn't need to know that, but I'm just letting you know. I'm going to go ahead and get these packaged up and shipped out so I can try to rest and run errands and feel a little bit better today and celebrate my little 1-year-old's birthday. So without further ado, I will see you guys a little bit later to show you what all else sells the rest of the week. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and yeah, I hope you guys have great sales and maybe a few bundles on Poshmark. Have a great day, guys.